potential match point here for DMT, or can THQ end the dream run here and actually make Dominator bleed?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if you really need to, just get the punches in, right? Because this is potentially your last game before the knockout stages. Lessons have been given, lessons have been learned. We'll take a look at how this is going to go down in this game number 3 between Tema Haq and DMT.
Yeah, so far, obviously, playing quite cordial here. Obviously, both of these two teams, they want to make sure that they don't kind of overstep here. But speaking of which, overstepping, John kind of just being forced into Tuff's T1 here as he's just trying to push away the minion waves, trying to get to level 2 first. John actually gets it there, so he does have the combo with the 1-2 here come through, if needs be. But he has no support top side of the map here.
Yep. It's I don't think it's a bad situation for now for Team Haq, right? They actually have Prior over the Fire Hawk at this point, which is great. But Joe can definitely change that right here. And for now, that will be going into the hands of CC, I believe.
It looked like it. The last hit did look like it go to CC there as well. And obviously, if you look at the gold lead, it is ever so slightly into the favor of DMT. Man, looked to try and go for a bit of a rotate down to the bot side of the map there. Did actually force out the ulti of the Jing, but was able to live to tell the tale.
I mean, it's okay, right? At this point, before the 2-minute mark, expanding your flash, I don't think is the biggest loss. So, Man is in an okay spot. Now, it's more of like, okay, where do they get this advantage from? Because DMT, because of that take on the Firehawk at the bottom side of the map, they have a slight advantage going in for their goal.
They do have a slight advantage so far going in terms of their gold here. So we'll have to wait and see if they're able to actually maintain that one onto the side of THQ. They've had it before, right? So maybe, just maybe this time, they're able to keep it now. But there it is. It's going to be the set sail come through onto the back line here. But now it's the Razor Cavalry was pushing around the side of THQ by having to use the Hardened Seal there. Just going to be driving them away.
Yeah, important usage of the ultimate here to get the potential deterrence here because they definitely need it. They're trailing now, all of a sudden, 5,000 gold against DMT. And unless Lola can, figure something out on his own here, it feels like the farm lane is definitely in DMT's favor.
Oh, absolutely. DMT CC here having a bit of a free ride down to the bot side of the map here. Lola, obviously, the Chano is a bit more late game, right? Obviously, CC, he's just looking to get that Doomsday Sparkforge Dagger as soon as possible.
We'll see how this first exchange is going to be. Nono doing a good job of opening up the map for the side of Team Haq. But the most curious form here is this 1v1 between Tufts and John, because both class laners have the ability to really keep their opponents in lane, and I feel like that will be the game changer here.
Yeah, a true game changer indeed, right? But at the same time, obviously, DMT is now ahead in terms of the gold lead right now. Obviously, able to steal that away from THQ. THQ, however, or DMT, in that same sentiment, have not fallen to the first blood yet. So really, like I said, as the game literally kicked off, it's a very cordial pacing of the game, right? Like, nobody's actually been able to be caught out just yet, regardless of this CC combo that is the Tomb Master and Princess Frost.
Yeah, very important point, right? Because if you take a look at what happened, Team Haq, they didn't have information on where the different members of DMT were at, but the moment they saw that 3 different members were at the top, they're trying to make life difficult for CC. He's gonna try.
Oh, he's trying to go in with the 2v1. He's trying to get something out of this one, but CC, he was just like, all right, bet. Even though the odds are not in my favor, I will still try and get resources. But they actually were able to put the pressure onto Lola enough, so he has to recall here. So pressure into the bot side here is definitely in the favor of DMT.
And they have the important combination available. L and Joe, the both of them, they have the ultimates. So Winter is here along with the power of the world control. DMT, I feel like, have a great potential. But at the same time, John does have his set sail. So that combination can be interrupted. They're going to start.
Ooh. They're going to start with suppression with the Winters here as well, really doing a lot of damage onto that Liepo. So even if Nua wanted to, would he use the Tremor Smash that is available right now? Probably not, being so low health.
Yeah, probably not. Tufts here giving information that John is around the corner. This looks like a freebie for the side of DMT. At the same time, Tufts has already provided information for the side of Dominator Esports. So they maintain that very slight goal lead. It's not the biggest deficit in the world yet for the side of Team Haq. I'm just curious, what does Team Haq do with this information now?
Maybe just try and keep pushing these side lanes, right? Obviously, we do see the minion waves crashed. They meet in midway, right? Like, they don't really have much pressure here, but it could be potentially the takedown of T1 top side of the map here. CC actually taking a lot of damage. Too much for my liking. It's going to be the Hardened Jade Steel. The first blood comes through, but THQ and L gets hit by the boat as well. On the run is Mons, as they do trade Mon for the 2 CC as well as L, but now it's going to catch onto the back line here. It's going to be that ultimate from the Jing. TNX gets a takedown at the Lola, but Bai is looking pretty low. Has the parkour over the wall. John stayed into the mix here, but it's going to be TNX. He misses out the Frigid Prison as well. Now he is trapped in with the Lion's Den, and there it is, the Hardened Jade Seal. Bai coming back with some kills.
I like this trade. This is the Team Haq that we need. Finally, they make a great decision. They take the T1 at the top. They get a couple of kills. They are now leading the KDA in terms of 4-2. And finally, they swing back this gold advantage. It's not the biggest, but it's 500 gold in their favor.
It is, and they have the T1 in their favor as well, right? So definitely kills, turrets, and gold is all going over to the favor of THQ. They've just got to make sure they don't take the pressure off, right? Maybe just try and reclaim some of their own jungle camps here. As you can obviously see that Bai is still kind of heavily present into his own jungle, especially with his blue buff up in about 2 seconds time. Wants to make sure he secures those before he goes in for a team fight potentially.
But we talked about the game changers, and that really was a clash play now, right? So John actually has a gold advantage against Tufts. Now they want to put pressure on this Crimson Golem. DMT, they cannot allow this though.
Nope, they cannot allow it, but they were able to take it though. So it's going to be that Hardened Jade Steel that really denies them, and not able to contest that one. It's going to be DMT, so now they have to kind of like reconfigure. Did they go bot side here, try and get the T1 down there, try and create the pressure and basically the opportunity to try and steal their Crimson Golem as well.
Yeah, we'll see. DMT, they have managed to find a response in the T1 attempt at the bottom here. So this is going to be really important because this allows CC the farm. Because in a long time... Well, hang on, Joe.
Joel, yep, I mean, we are seeing a big commit here to the Tremor Smash. He does get locked onto Joel. This Winter is here has been placed down, though, so just before he dies, he has a bit of a Hail Mary there. It's going to be that suppression that locks in John into place. They don't want to see any more of those boats coming into the backline here or any more knockups, and there is quite a lot of low health bars onto the side of THQ, and now the Mirror Domain is placed through, and it's going to be the War Saint. Tufts claiming the kill onto John, but they do trade TNX for that kill, so overall, the trade does go in favor of THQ.
Yo, Bai actually got that execution off of a second split, and CC should be dead.
CC fed to the walls there. He gets sent back. The signal shot, and Lola is able to claim a little bit of revenge of the bullying in the early game of this game number 3.
Yeah, this is looking great for Team Haq at this point. Finally, a performance that they're looking forward to. And with this Bai, I think he's found his stride here in game number 3.
It seems like it, right? He's definitely putting, not pulling his punches anymore. He is definitely rolling with his team. He's currently 7.1k still. However, though, TNX, regardless of having that one death on the board, he's not that far behind in gold.
Yeah, he definitely is not. But then once again, this is I think less focus on the gold, right? It really was the setups that have been cleaner from the side of Team Haq. And if they continue this trend, it's going to be great. Tufts looking to be caught here.
Yeah, Tufts in a bit of a tough situation here. It's give that 3v1 once again, and the Hardened Jade Steel comes through. But can they claim anything here into the mid lane here? They're able to get the knockdown onto Lola. So marksman for Clash lane, I'd probably say that's a decent trade here, especially when the neutral objective has now come through. Nobody to really protect that bot side of the map. So will we see a trade? T2 top side for T2 into the farm lane. It's looking like it.
Yeah, better for Team Haq at this point. Yes, you lose that Tyrant, but you get a T2 very much early in the game, right? 9.5 minutes, this is a perfect time. If they win another team fight, this is actually...
Oh, the boat! L in the wrong bush! He gets taken down. The suppression off of the Gorge here for the side of DMT. But now, obviously, the Hardened Jade still being used here as well. Just maybe just try and drive them away. But it's going to be Nua. They're so getting a lot of damage. So he's able to get the takedown onto TNX in that trade here. But also potentially that T2 maybe falling as well. CC's looking to reclaim that Azure Golem.
Yeah, I mean, DMT at this point, they're very lucky that CC is alive, because if CC weren't alive, I think they probably could have taken that T3 at the top here. And Team Haq is on fire this game.
Oh, absolutely. He's definitely on fire in terms of the kills here. 10-minute game. Now onto the Gorge as well. So late game is where Lola should be starting to see a little bit more impact into these team fights, a little bit more damage from the Chano, the pack leader.
Yeah, and perfect timing from the side of Team Haq at this point, because 10 minutes in, Shadow Tyrant in their hands. They can also potentially stop the attempt from DMT if they want to go for the Shadow Overlord. TNX.
Yep, TNX using the Mirror Domain here. Not quite having a fruitful performance here on the Jing, but I remember the last time he picked up the Jing, and he actually didn't do too well. He had like a very high death count as well, but maybe that's the case. Maybe TNX is just going to be a little bit of a distraction here.
Yeah, because the true combination has to come from Joe as well as L, right? And for now, oh, nice catch.
Speaking of which, Mon goes down. They're looking for the kill onto the War Saint as well.
Oh.
Tufts goes down into the back line. John with the access. He's trying to take on a 4v1, but gets taken down by CC. That's a nice little double kill going over to the Arlie right now. And definitely going to surmount that lead, but that T3 top side is where things really start to become a little bit shaky here for DMT.
Yeah, and right now, Team Haq, really?
Oh! Wow, TNX, he gets the perfect opportunity, gets a takedown onto Lola, but can pay back the dividends here. He's looking for CC. He's looking to try and get the Hardened Jade steal off.
Yeah, he is. But at the same time, CC is really getting that lifesteal in. He wants to finish the job. Nice.
Oh! We get to take that onto Noah, but then CC falls as well. I mean, support for Marksman there. I mean, forgive me, Kim, but I don't think that's a good trade here.
No, it's definitely not, right? And the fact that it's a potential shutdown for the side of CC. CC was really untouched this entire game. I believe this is his first death. Now, it's lucky for CC he did not have to use the Frenzy. But right now, DMT, even with all the deficits, they have managed to buy some time for themselves with the Shadow Overlord take. So, Team Haq, that was great. So far, this past 12 minutes have been wonderful for the part of Team Haq. But it's starting to lose a little bit of a grip over control. And if DMT gets their way, this could be the start of a comeback.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right now, THQ still leading the kills here, still leading the gold. Like you said, they did have the pressure. They still definitely have a grip on it, but maybe it's not as firm as it was moments ago.
Yeah, definitely not as firm, right? And the fact that CC now is very close towards his fourth core item here. In fact, you know what? Scrap that already completed on the Sun Pool. And this will be the start of a potential turnaround. DMT, they play the cards right. They can clear all the T1s.
Yep, they check the brush here. They go for the right one, but at the same time, it's going to take down a TNX. But at this moment in time, when there's no neutral objective up, it's not really the biggest loss here. Obviously, in terms of damage for TNX and for the side of DMT, that could be a problem here. But John coming in with a passenger onto the boat here. Joe maybe getting taken down. He's fallen now. That's currently a 2-0 trade here. Now 2-1 trade off to the side of DMT. The suppression does come through. He falls as well. He is going to be the lead in charge, but now it is going to be Lola and Noah with their tails between their legs, retreating as their T3 is being battered by the Vanguard.
Yeah, this is all for the side of DMT here. They can't TP back home. There's not enough time. So Lola and Noah, they have to save the game, but the T3 has already been lost. And DMT, this is what we're talking about. They can lose the fight, but now the base is open. It's a bleeding wound at the bottom side of the map. And if they lose their lives here, it could be over.
It could be over indeed. CC put a lot of damage onto Noah as well. I mean, they're able to kind of stop it with that minion wave just for now, but it does mean that they have the room to breathe. They have the room to go for this next neutral objective, which is going to be the Shadow Tyrant, to give them a little bit more damage over. And currently, CC's hitting like a freight train, so having more damage here is going to be scary for the side of THQ.
Yeah, it definitely is. This whole game, I feel it will run down to John's setup for the side of Team Haq. If they get TNX out, that's great. But now you identify the real problem. CC is fed. They need to get rid of this RLE.
They do need to get rid of the Ollie. That needs to be the focal point here for the side of THQ. But whether they can actually catch this slippery Parasola is another question, right? Like, that's what we need to see the answer for here for the side of THQ.
All right, this is all about the rotations here. Definitely Tufts is going to be a big distraction. But TNX, he's going to try and see if there's any opening. Because right now, DMT, they're starting to even out the deficit at the top side of the map. If they take the T3 at the top, DMT, this game suddenly becomes in their favor.
Absolutely. Gets to neutralize that lead from THQ. I mean, they definitely neutralized the lead in terms of the gold lead right now. But, I mean, we're so late into the game that the gold lead starts to kind of, like, fail in comparison that it was literally, like, 5 minutes ago. But most heroes on these teams will be looking at their finalized itemizations very soon here. But then it all comes down to the execution of these compositions.
Look, they swung back 4,000 gold in their favor on the side of DMT. That's a huge lead being taken away.
Yeah.
So Team Haq now, they have to get this next initiation crystal clear, super perfect. Everything lands onto the set sail of John, along with the frigid charge timing and his second skill as well. He needs to land it. If he doesn't, DMT wins this next fight, hands down.
Absolutely, but I mean, they're looking to go for the Overlord first, right? That's going to definitely be another layer of oppression here for the side of DMT. Just kind of like choose where they want to put that Shadow Vanguard down, whether it's mitigate that push down to the bot side here, as they do obviously have control into the top side. There we go. Shadow Vanguard gets placed down, but John does go in once again with a knock-up. Suppression does come through. Gets disrupted by Noah though on the Liam Poe, but it's going to be the resurrection that comes through here onto TNX. He's able to escape right now, but can they get the runaways? That is Lola. He gets taken down as well as by DMT with the Vanguards marching through into the bot side of the map, and with Mon, with Nua on the run, this is where they can end the game.
Yep, they definitely can, right? With the Shadow Overlord flying down on the bottom side of the map as well. DMT, they see the opening. All they have to do is to clear the ways and allow that Shadow Overlord to come in. They don't really have CC, but they should have enough damage.
Yep, there's a suppression. Mon goes down. It's just going to be the distraction here from Noah on the Liempo, but it's just not going to be enough. The damage to take down onto the Shadow Vanguard just is not there, and there it is. He tried to slow the burn. John comes back, but it's going to be game 3 going over to DMT.
Clean sweep from the boys in IKL. I mean, they were the past